Hi there, welcome to the 1001up.com podcast, where today we're going to be talking about gratification in gaming over the next half hour or so. But as always, look, first things first, thank you so much for supporting the site and downloading this. Look, we hope you enjoy what you're about to hear, and as always, feel free to leave some comments on the site or Facebook or Twitter, where we're at 1001up, while you're here, and hit as many of the like buttons. Wherever you see a like button, click it. And then click it again and click it again until the thumb is still up. Right. So, who do we have here today? If you listen closely, they should say hello after I say their name, so you can hopefully recognise the voices going on. So we have Kim.
Hello.
Kevin.
Hey.
Phil.
Hello.
And there's me, Ben. And also guesting with us today is Joel from Quotes from the Tabletop.
Hello.
And Joel is also, if you check out the Tabletop Up part of the website, he's running our Tales from the Borderlands game, which you'll see over the coming weeks and months. Right, so gratification in gaming. Just to give us some context on this, we kind of came up with the idea for the podcast after seeing numerous kind of reports floating around the internet about Kim Kardashian's Instagram account being flooded with abuse after the free mobile game that had her name attached crashed, and people couldn't access it for I think about 24 hours. Look, long and short of it, it was shocking. Opened our eyes, and we thought we'd discuss it. So the aim is to just have a quick chat about the overall current culture of gratification and entitlement, and also try and give our perspective on the matter, and that is, of course, assuming that we manage to stay on topic for the length of it. So, without further ado, I think it's probably worth throwing the question out there about the Kim Kardashian drama. Was it an isolated incident or a worrying sign of the times? Phil?
Well, it's a bit different this one because it is to do with a certain crowd, I could say. I'm quite used to multiplayer games, play them a lot, and you'll always see this whenever you get some sort of downtime. People always flood forums, always start getting on Twitter and complaining about them, and sometimes you get this kind of language, but this one's a bit different because I think the audience, and considering the type of game, is much wider than most games. But looking through the comments, there's some pretty nasty stuff coming up on their account. There's pretty crazy stuff. But I don't know, I don't feel like it's too different what you could find out there. It is very targeted, but and very rude, of course.
But when you say like too different, obviously you said that you're sort of thinking back to multiplayer games.
Yeah.
But this is an app which is accessible by, basically children.
Yeah.
And there's, teenagers and younger on websites making death threats to Kim Kardashian and her family because they can't access this game. Do you not think that's a little bit, worrying?
Oh yeah, it's extremely worrying. I mean, it's worrying on both accounts. One, that people can get away with saying this kind of stuff, and two, where does it come from in their minds? If these are kids, etc., where do they get this stuff from? It's crazy.
I wonder if...
Sorry to interrupt. And the thing is, the game might have Kim Kardashian's name on it, but she has nothing to do with it. So,
apart from collecting a royalty check.
Yeah, so...
Yeah,
aside from that. But, so, even complaining to her won't do anything.
Yes,
okay.
But I think that goes back to it because modern celebrities put themselves out there. Things like Twitter and Instagram give them that ability to be out there. Their fans, especially young. I'm making a bit of a generalisation, so I want to do, but the majority of the people playing this will be teenage girls. I would have thought, and actually,
wrong.
I could be wrong, but just as an uneducated speculator, I think, if I was going to put my money on it, I'd say the majority of people would be young, aspiring teenage girls aspiring for that kind of lifestyle. And the only access that they don't see like whoever it was developed by. They don't see that name. They just see Kim Kardashian. I want to be like Kim.
Yeah.
So if there is a problem here, Kim will know who to talk to. They won't understand the systems and the fact that she just sold her name to it. They will just go.
Yeah, but that's still no excuse for some of the comments that they've actually posted.
I'm not for a moment excusing it. I mean, that's a wider symptomatic of the internet keyboard warrior anonymity piece. But just trying to tell the reason why Kim Kardashian was targeted, I think, I'm assuming, was because that's the only kind of tangible route that these people have. Because it's not like you buy something online. It's like, not happy with our service, please call customer services on 0800 blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's I've got no recourse here. Who am I going to go for? Oh, Kim's name's on there. Bang.
Yeah, but going after Kim because the game isn't working, it's the same. I don't know, a couple of years ago, complaining to Tom Clancy because Splinter Cell stopped working. It's the same. They only put the name there. They have nothing to do with it.
Yes, and we know that, but I suspect that the majority of the audience of this particular game might not be so aware.
True.
I mean, certainly most of the regular gaming community, they if they have a problem with the game itself, they tend to go through the sort of developers community support and go through the forums and things like that. When you have a big celebrity name attached to a game and it's bringing in what you might call casual gamers, they'll jump on the first available scapegoat they have, which is the name that's been attached.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you do wonder what was in Kim Kardashian's contract. Does she... obviously she won't be liable, but she has to have been aware that attaching her name to this was going to bring in some...
Yeah, I'd find it hilarious if there's some tech support part of her contract. That would be funny.
Hi, you're through to Kim.
Yeah. How may I be of service? Oh, Kim, go yourself. Oh, right.
Well,
have a great day now.
Well, speaking of that, there's actually like a comment which was my favourite on Instagram that I'm going to read out, although I'm not going to attempt an American accent like Phil. We'll leave that to him. But this just kind of summarises the kind of comments that were being posted. This is from someone called Lily the Giraffe, and she says, Kim, I literally cannot finish my date with my boyfriend Dirk. We already broke up once and got back together. Now he's going to dump me this time, and that is not okay. I love him, okay? Plus, I have to finish buying that house worth $6,000. This game is my life, and I could not deal without it. You are being so rude right now, and I demand that you fix it.
People are nuts.
It's. I don't know whether to laugh or cry, if I'm honest.
Flip a coin.
Yeah, I might go with both. I think it's very sad that someone can get so fixated on a game that they would say that. I mean, but having been a World of Warcraft addict in my pre-childhood days, not childhood, pre-parenting days, I'll tell you, I'd still play it if it wasn't for those pesky kids.
You do realise now that this would be entitled "Those Pesky Kids" episode, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I should have gone with meddling. Really, I like meddling. It's a better word.
Right, we'll go with meddling.
Meddling. Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I think as a kind of previous World of Warcraft addict, I think if I was going to be late for like a raid or a guild, and just the way that I would almost focus my day on it. I'd be like, okay, right, well, I'm going to go to work, I'm going to go home, quick bit of food, and then raid starts at X, so I need to be ready for it. That is actually focusing my day or my life around a specific computer game. When the service went down, I never, threatened Blizzard with anything approaching some of the stuff I've read on Kim Kardashian's page. But the point is,
that worries me. Sorry, go carry on, Ben.
No, I was just going to say that I can kind of partially understand that mindset, but I can
but
also
the thing that worries
understand.
me is that like this seems to be now getting like the comments that are coming through are getting stronger and stronger, including death threats, rape threats, etc., etc. And they're from people who are younger and younger. Like when I was a teenager, would have dreamt of not that the internet was that widely available when I was a teenager, but if it was, I would never have thought of like going online and saying some of these things.
I think, well, I mean, without wanting to talk so too much, but I think it's all part of growing up. A lot of it, and some of the things are absolutely disgusting and should never have been said. But I kind of go back and think when I was 13, 14, 15, whatever, I said things that I would never say today. I mean, I was a colossal whatnot sometimes. But when I was young, the internet didn't exist. There wasn't a forum. I could make those mistakes. I could say things, and they wouldn't be recorded for all
So then,
time.
are you saying then the internet facilitates this kind of behaviour?
I think it does, and I think not only does it facilitate it, it magnifies it as well, because people know they can say things and not get caught, even though it's actually incredibly easy to trace them. But when I was a teenager and we were out in sunny Birmingham of a night, we'd had a few ciders. Well, assuming we were able to convince the off license owner that I shouldn't probably admit to this. I could probably get something. But assuming we could convince the off license owner that we were 18, you'd have a few
then
drinks.
You were such a rebel.
I know. I was so rock and roll in my youth. But you'd be walking down the street. You'd just be saying things to each other, or you'd see someone on the side of the road and you make a comment, not at them, but about them, that I just would never say today. And part of it is it's finding your identity. It's learning who you are. It's part of that growing up process. But rather than being in a forum of 4 mates, it's in a forum of 4 million readers, and that makes it a much more difficult thing to see and digest, I think.
I guess the worrying thing with this situation as well is that it's not only the harassment that's come through on Instagram when the app stops working. Like for me, it's the content of the app as well. Just the entire thing makes me feel deeply uncomfortable.
I think part of it is that while the game is free, it does have like a shop component, microtransactions, and people feel entitled to, complain because they're spending money on that. I've seen similar comments on Facebook. There's a RPG-ish Facebook Marvel game, and it's quite addictive. And just like this game has like microtransaction component, and the amount of abuse the developers get every time they do something or break something is astounding. And it's because of the same reason, because people feel entitled to complain and they go way across the line.
Yeah, and it's that content that I think is the big issue. I mean, it's certainly to Kim as well, and again,
which Kim are we talking about here?
You sorry, Kim.
Which Kim?
English Kim.
Right, okay.
Kim 1001 up. It all comes down to the I think to the internet enables it in 2 different ways. I think first of all, it's the anonymity of it, so you feel you can hide behind a keyboard or your phone or however you're accessing Instagram or whatever forum you're posting on. And you feel that there's layers of anonymity. It might be kind of geographical. You might be in England and they're in America. You might have a username that's I hate Kim Kardashian, tap tap
Oh,
tap, and you just
you were
think,
going to say Kim 1001 Up.
no,
then.
that's
God.
that's why I suddenly threw in the Kardashian at the end. There's all that layers of anonymity, and that gives you confidence to say things that you would never say to someone's face. And similarly, the internet, the other aspect of that is the internet also gives access to language, to content, to stuff that teenagers can't be policed online 24/7, and it's you're only ever one or two clicks away from some pretty horrific stuff on the internet, and they will see it. And when I was, again, likening it to maybe when we were growing up, it was perhaps the worst things you could see was if someone found a porn collection or an elder sibling's 18 video of Predator or something like that. Do you know what I mean? You would never. You wouldn't. We were never kind of exposed to that sort of language and content growing up, but these kids are, and therefore they think it's acceptable. Plus the anonymity, so they just spew it. I'm not for a moment condoning it.
They don't see the consequences of it either.
No.
Obviously you're the only one in the group that has children that we know of, because I'm sure Phil's got a few love children out there somewhere. But anyway, that's another subject.
Another conversation.
But how does this sort of make you feel in terms of like how the world's changing?
Do you want my honest answer? It terrifies me. Absolutely terrifies me. It terrifies me because I know that I'm pretty switched on when it comes to the internet and when it comes to Facebook and Twitter, but I don't know how to use it the way kids use it. When my children grow up and teenagers, cyberbullying terrifies me. What they're going to access and what they're going to see terrifies me. Whether or not they're going to tell me, what if they keep it secret from me terrifies me. I can only police them so much. At the moment, it's easy. They're 5 and 3. I can restrict as much content as I like. But as they grow older, especially when they're teenagers, then I'm buggered, to be quite frank. I've no idea how to do it. I honestly don't. I mean, what am I going to do? I could set up the porn filter or something. The national thing that Cameron's brought in, that censorship thing. But look, they're teenagers. They'll find a way around it. I'm not stupid. It's just making sure that I guess I've educated them well enough, and also that they feel able to talk to me and ask questions. But scared.
Well, I guess the toughest thing is that in a way this generation are kind of like the guinea pigs. Like we've never had this level of interactivity with everyone across the world before, so no one really knows how, what effect that's going to have or how to deal with it.
I think when I was again, I can only kind of compare to when we were all growing up, and we've all done stupid things, I'm sure. But whether it's kind of like a mistakes in love, in drugs, or in life, in whatever it's doing, they were made. They're forgotten about. Well, they're not, but they're they're not stored in some massive cloud server somewhere. It's just you and your mates. Someone might take the mick out of you that knows you from when you were 15, but that's it. It's not something that's there online, can be traced. I mean, how do I know that when my kids are 40 and they're going for a promotion or a job or something like that, and they're going, oh yeah, when you were 15 you did this. It's like, I was a completely different person when I was 15.
I think older generations can say the same though, because people have a very long memory of like things that they did when they were much, much younger, and now it's all on public record. We can look back and learn from our mistakes faster. The mistakes are bigger because we have this level of intercommunication. And I think a lot of the people who are making these comments now, at least I hope, will look back and think, why was I making those comments? And more importantly, why was I playing that game in the first place?
And by all generations, Joel is trying to tell you you're old, Ben.
I am old. I'm into my 4th decade.
It's nice that you are gracious enough to accept that.
Yeah, mate. I've got grey hair, 2 kids, and a dog. I mean, what? that that 15-year-old me qualify. You know, that would make me ancient.
Well, obviously, we've kind of been talking about one side of the gratification in gaming aspect, but there's a question that I would like to put to the group. This Kim Kardashian app, would you guys play it? And Ben, would you let your children play it?
No.
No.
Nah.
If you're looking for
thank you for the personal question.
No,
you know what?
because it's terrible.
How do you know? How do you know it's terrible? See, this is one of the things for me, because I was actually tempted to download it and play it this afternoon. I thought I should at least educate myself if I'm going to complain about it. But then I downloaded the Transformers the movie soundtrack instead.
Much better.
I won't lie.
Decisions were made.
Yeah.
No, in my case, it's because I've played games like it, similar styles of games, and I found all of them incredibly shallow, and the appeal goes away very quickly.
But when you say shallow, are you talking in terms of gameplay or in terms of content? And by content, I mean the subject.
Both, actually.
So this is the thing that kind of worries me. That I must admit, I'm going to state it now that I've not actually played the Kim Kardashian game, but I've been doing a bit of reading online to make sure I know enough to be able to participate in this podcast. And the things that are involved in this game, as I said earlier, they just make me feel completely uncomfortable. Like, I read an article a couple of weeks ago from a women's lifestyle magazine online, and they were trying to promote the benefits of this game. But from all I can see is that basically the aim is to gain fans, to move from the E-list up to the A-list, and you do this by buying new outfits, meeting people, and going on photo shoots. It just seems so, as Kevin said, so shallow.
I think the underlying game mechanics are the same in a lot of games. You just have to do this in order to get that. And well, it's all about the free to play side. And I'm sure if we played it and we stripped it back, we could line it up with a very similar mechanic to a space game, to a Pokemon type game, to whatever. But it's like, you're right. I think that the mechanics clearly are proven because they keep churning out similar games. But actually, it's the content that you're right to identify. And to go back to your first question to me about would I let my daughter play it, my gut feel is no. At the moment, I'm able to play these things first and kind of work out whether or not. Plus, she's 3, so she wouldn't get it anyway because she can't read. Thank God. But the funny thing is, they clearly tap into that market. I can give you an example. Polly, my daughter, for those listening, we let her use the iPad, and we've got restrictions on it, left, right, and centre. So before people are like collective intake of breath, you let a 3-year-old loose on an iPad. But one of the things she can use is Netflix, and Netflix has a dedicated kids section, so don't worry, she can't get and watch RoboCop or anything like that. But I know. Well, it's going to be her 4th birthday present. The
4th birthday present.
Yeah.
The RoboCop collection.
You were a good
I'll buy it and send it over.
Thank you. You're too kind. You can keep 3 though. She will on Netflix. She will scroll through, and bear in mind that we genuinely we've given both our kids kind of like, you're a boy, you must kick a ball. You're a girl, you must wear dresses.
Yeah.
Well, we tried not to. She will go straight for the Disney princesses, for Barbie, for Lego Friends, for anything kind of pink and stereotypically girly. I don't know why, but she's just drawn to it. And you'll hear some of the stuff she's watching, and it really does make me cringe. And it's very difficult to kind of say no to them at that, because she doesn't understand. Yeah. She just sees Barbie or a princess being happy in their sparkly dress and doing the thing. But as an adult watching it, I'm thinking, oh my God, that's just not the image of girls and blokes I want her to see.
This is where the money comes into it, because these companies will spend millions and millions of dollars designing ways of capturing certain markets, certain types of people, children, girls. They'll research ways of capturing their imagination depending on if you're a boy or girl, and that's how it's targeted. And going back to this game, this is a free-to-play game, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So the gameplay side, it's entirely designed to bring you in, to hook you to a bit of gameplay, to the nitty-gritty of it, and then try and put you in a position where you either can't progress or it's too slow, and you have to put money in to get something more out of it. And I think that's just as bad sometimes,
Oh, it's Pavlovian. It's like it's all these free-to-play games are. If you do this, you get a reward. If you do this, you get a reward.
Yeah.
If you do this, you have to wait slightly longer, but you get a reward. If you do that, you have to wait.
I get that, and I understand that developers want to make a profit, but it's just the whole context of it. Like, I found online that apparently in the game, these are some of the parts of career advice that Kim gives players. So first we have dating famous people will get you more fans. Then dating costs money, but it's a quick way to level up. Changing your look and buying nice clothes can get you noticed by the media, and you can get friends or gain contacts to help you with projects by hiring them as co-stars. Like, seriously, is this what we should be teaching people?
Well, for a start, if dating is costing these ladies money, they're dating the wrong men. That's just shouldn't be paying for bloody anything. There we go. Yes,
such a gentler.
I know. I got to get the quick chivalrous bit in before I then kind of like do something that will just rile feminists across the world. But I'm not going to.
Seeing as you've already slagged off, Japan or whatever it was last time.
Well, you know how I roll. I try to like pick a massive audience and then just insult them.
Offend everyone evenly. That's all you can.
Yeah, I am. I'm an equal opportunities insulter. Yeah.
So eyes on Ben's Instagram feed. See how that goes.
It's Uncanny X-Ben. There you go. You can abuse me. Actually, that'd be quite an interesting experience. Seriously, add me on Instagram. It's Uncanny X-Ben, all one word, like the Uncanny X-Men, but with a B. It's quite clever. I thought.
You're a clever cookie, aren't you?
I am. Yeah, part genius, me. It's seriously. It's just an experiment. Although I'm going to regret this, and I'll have to open another one soon, I'm sure. I actually haven't insulted anyone yet. I don't think, apart from maybe my daughter.
Before we go,
you should.
I should. Yeah, but the moment's gone. The moment's gone. But yeah, no. Just to go back to Kim's point about content. Kim 1001 up point about content.
Thank you.
Kim complaining about Kim.
Yeah, I know. It's quite mind bending. I do genuinely worry about content, but it's not. I've got to stress, it's not just girls who are marketed to like this. Boys have young boys have very targeted marketing. It's all about being the best, like racing, being good at sports. If you're being the hero, it's all about being the strongest, and the advantage of being a father of both sexes is that you as an adult you can kind of see the targeted marketing, and it really is quite scary. And people can talk about equality till the cows come home, but when it comes to kids, the marketing is very, very unequal. Boys are all sports heroes, guns,
explosions,
big loud stuff. Girls, pretty, pink, sparkly, building dolls' houses, whatever it might be. Do you know what I mean? Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Trust me, it is still very prevalent.
Yeah. I don't know. Just this entire thing just makes me feel like it makes my skin crawl.
And I suppose because you're as you've grown up, were you ever into this sort of stuff? Were you ever into kind of the pink princessy stuff?
I think like when I was
well, both. Let's be fair, both.
I like when I was like really, really young, like I did do, dolls and Barbies, etc. But I think that was because back when I was a kid in the early 80s, it was because that was kind of seen as the done thing. Like I'm sure, like I'm not kind of saying that they did the wrong thing, but I'm sure my parents pushed that on me because that was what you were expected to do. But then as I grew up and went to school and got to know people, and I just realised that wasn't. What was that?
And found Monkey Island.
Exactly. Yeah. So I've never been really like a girly girl, but because I was removed from that, I could kind of see that even at that early age, how sort of marketing, as it was at the time, was targeted at my friends, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And did you feel pressured by your friends to, be into the princessy stuff?
Yeah. Like especially in secondary school. God, yeah. But I've always been the black sheep, which is how I ended up with you guys.
No, that's a good thing. Look, I would much rather my daughter have someone like you as a role model than Kim Kardashian any day of the week.
Woo! I have a fan.
Yeah. No, I mean that in all seriousness. We're quite. I mean, I don't know. God knows how my kids are going to grow up. I mean, we can only try our best as parents, but I'm quite lucky in that my wife is very, very kind of. She likes creative. She likes doing things. So whenever it comes to any DIY or building furniture from IKEA, she's all over it. And then I do a lot of the cooking and the cleaning. It's just the way the roles are in our house. Hopefully that'll give our kids a slightly different view of the world than perhaps what is, and I use this in inverted commas, traditional. But you never know. I mean, we can try all sorts. But until they decide what sort of people they want to be, we can guide and kind of push them in that direction, but we can't. They're going to have to make their own decisions.
I think we need to go back to Kevin's question about whether Phil was into anything pink and girly when he was younger. Because I've got to know now.
Well, if I was, my mind's been wiped of it because I can't remember any.
See, now I'm gutted that there wasn't kind of.
That's
Instagram.
A yes.
Damn it.
Phil's obsession with kittens implies that there was definitely something pink and girly in his childhood.
Oh, you think, do you? All right. Well, we might have to bring my mum on for the next one then. She can explain.
Oh, special guest.
Imagine
That'd be great.
Oh,
we should just get all our parents
so
into podcast.
fun.
No. Please, no. Don't make me do it.
So Joel has the most to hide.
Well, I mean, if it was my dad, then absolutely sure. But it's my mother that terrifies me in this context. My dad.
She has all the dirty little secrets.
It's not so much the dirty little secrets. I don't think I have that many.
Oh, dirty secrets. Oh, right. It's all coming out now.
Massive dirty secrets that I'm concerned about.
But more importantly, Joel, how many fans do you have, and have you considered dating a celebrity in order to get more?
And get pretty close.
And pretty close, yeah.
There was a moment with Matthew Mercer last year, but he was taken.
All the good ones aren't they?
They are. Man makes a fantastic Tony Stark, is all I can say.
Aha! We know his weakness.
I don't think I'd be driven that way. I'm enjoying writing. I'm enjoying people reading what I write.
Oh,
but
sorry,
I
just need to jump in there and say to anyone listening, if you're sat at your computer, click through to the tabletop up section of 1001 Up and read the prologue that Joel's written for our Borderlands role-playing thing, because it's bloody brilliant. Sorry, Joel.
Thank you very much.
That's all right.
No, that's all right. I was actually going to refer back to that, actually. I'm trying. I'm sort of nudging 2K as best I can to sort of say to them, look, here's this thing that I'm making. Why don't you do that? I don't expect credit for it. It's just a nice thing that I would like to see happen. I can't condone this attitude of jump on a bandwagon and let it take you wherever. I'm very much a blaze my own trail kind of person. And I'm meeting more and more people who have been raised not as male or female, but as nerds.
Yeah.
Which is just an amazing thing. And so I'm not really... I don't see this kind of stereotypical bloke, stereotypical girly girl thing.
We're all
as,
geeks.
we are all nerds. We are all the best kind of people.
Oh yes.
Well said.
I really quite like that. I really
Nerds
quite like
are
that.
the best kind of people.
Oh yes.
My son might be. I'm not sure about my daughter yet.
Ah.
Your
Only
poor
phrase.
daughter's really
Well,
getting it tonight.
Hey, if we
Oh,
go
no, I've got to
by
be honest.
Kim standard, if we go by Kim standard, I mean our Kim,
Which
not,
Kim?
not Kardashian Kim. If we go by that standard, then by 9, she'll find a point-and-click adventure game or an RPG, and she'll be a gamer.
I hope so. I hope so. My son's already found them. He's mad for the PlayStation and Lego, but Polly shows no interest.
Yeah.
She'll learn.
In
trust
10
me,
years,
she'll learn.
Paul will be complaining about how much you suck at playing Batman.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. I hope so. I want them to be better than me. I can't wait. Can you imagine how awesome is that? Like having like 2 opponents in the house at any one time. That's going to be brilliant.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Until they're better than me at a game, then I won't play anymore.
Hey, I've known Ben is a reformed World of Warcraft player. I'm not. I'm still playing. And I have known people, married couples, that the 2 of them play and their children play with them.
That'd be wonderful, wouldn't it?
And it's family night rating.
So the case of the nerds who game together stay together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do, well, give Blizzard a considerable amount of money a year.
Yeah, gotcha. Oh, hello. Sorry, a speed racer zooming past. Yeah, I'd love that. I mean, that's kind of like, that's when I know I've got them at that point.
Oh, yeah.
When I've got all 4 of us doing a dungeon at the same or an instance at the same time. That would be bloody awesome. But unfortunately, one of them can kind of read, another one can go, oh, Puffer Polly, and that's about it. So we're getting there, slowly but surely.
You're training them.
I am. My boy's brainwashed already. It's great. He's definitely going to join the nib. Polly needs more work.
But Ben,
What's your Instagram account now, Ben?
Yeah.
you already know some of Polly's tastes.
Yeah.
I just need to find games that fit that taste.
Yeah, there's
And
this
you'll
Kim
hook her in.
Kardashian one I've heard about. I wonder if
yeah.
she'd like that. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I was reading, as I said earlier, I was reading up about this app on various sites, and there's quite a good quote on Jezebel. And I'd just like to read it out before the end of the podcast. I'm really sorry, but I didn't catch the name of the writer, but she's written, I managed to learn something from falling down the Kardashian K-hole. Conforming to the vacuity of modern American culture can actually offer a sense of relief and make you feel all nice and warm, if only for a minute. But you can achieve the same results by peeing your pants, which is way cheaper and less embarrassing than Kim Kardashian Hollywood.
Right.
Wow.
And there you go. And I think
that
that's
kind of
perfect
sums
time.
it up.
Yeah,
That's
I
a
think.
brilliant comment.
I think that works really, really, really well. So in conclusion, in terms of gameplay, it's pretty much going to be this Kim Kardashian thing, what you expect from all other free-to-play games, but it's the content that has clearly caused the most discussion today. So feel free to add your own comments in that at the section below this video or podcast. Sorry, we'd love to hear what you think. Be gentle with my Instagram. I've only insulted one nation, and that wasn't in this podcast.
And like Ben said, hit subscribe on every channel, site. If you see a button, just click it.
Yeah, do subscribe, and then tag us into stuff as well, because we're always interested to kind of hear what you guys think. So if you're tweeting about something and you think it might be of interest to us, then yeah, just add 1001 up to it. Okay, cool. So
And
again,
remember
thanks
to
for
check out Quotes from the Tabletop.
Yes,
Thank
quotes from the tabletop. Run by the lovely Joel. And,
Well,
Watch it, Billy get jealous.
make sure your avatar looks like Tony Stark. Remember.
And of course, come back next time and we'll have the episode where all the dirty secrets will be revealed.
Yeah.
That's a threat and a promise. Okay, cool. So thanks again. Remember, check us out on 1001up.com, Facebook and Twitter. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Cookie.